The Valley of Tears is perhaps the best gravel race you've never heard of. I'm down here today in the panhandle of Texas to preview the course with a few riders, including gravel's power couple, Keegan Swenson and Sofia Gomez Villafañe. There are 3 distances on tap at Valley of Tears. The long course takes in all sorts of spectacular and hidden treasures, including going through Caprock State Park, where bison roam freely. Surface varies quite a bit, everything from pavement to deep sand. Even Keegan himself was walking it last year. A bit of elevation, about 3,000 feet on the long course, meandering, quiet roads. If you're looking for cars, you will be disappointed, but if you're looking for some adventure and spectacular scenery, Valley of Tears on March 8th is one to put on your calendar.
Hi, here we are at Caprock Canyon State Park in the heart of Comancheria in the Texas Panhandle, right off the Caprock Llano Estacado. The riding out here is fabulous. We've got wonderful red dirt roads through the canyons of the high plains. Today we rode and checked out the Eagle Point Trail in Caprock Canyon State Park. It's a fast, flowy, hard-pack red dirt trail. A little bit of ledges here and there. It'll definitely be a pleasant surprise for people who like some technical challenges in their gravel events. We have a little bit of pavement here in the state park, breaking up the various single track trail sections. On race day, the trail conditions could be highly variable, but most likely there's going to be a lot of fast, hard-pack, flowy trail intermixed with some technical, sandy river crossing sections. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Keegan and Sofia are some of the most winning gravel cyclists in North America. Both are currently slated to win the Lifetime Grand Prix Overall Series, which is a mix of gravel and mountain bike races. At the beginning of this year, Keegan and Sofia won the inaugural edition of Valley of Tears.
I think what surprised me is even though there's not a lot of elevation gain, when you're climbing, the climbs are super, super punchy. And then we were on a lot of like flat, rough roads. So yeah, I definitely took a lot of energy to get through the entire course last year. I think my favorite part was the, what's it called in the backside? The tapioca?
Tampico Tundra.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Tapioca.
I was like, Tampico Tundra?
Tampico Tundra.
Tampico Tundra. My favorite part was the Tampico Tundra part of the course, which is the last maybe like 20, 30 miles. We kind of got into this red rock, and it was just a bunch of rollers and super fast technical gravel. And obviously the Clarity Tunnel was probably the most talked up feature, just because you kind of go into this really famous tunnel and you can't really see much, and you have all this like moon dust in there. So that was yeah, probably the neatest, one of the neat parts of the course.
You've raced all over the world. How is this different or similar to other events you've done?
It's kind of unique, you know. It's similar to some in the sense, you know, there's some wide open, fast gravel, but there's a fair bit of sand out there that kind of catches you off guard and kind of helps, you know, keeps the race dynamic, which is quite fun. You know, that's where the race split at the beginning. You know, like 6 miles in, and the race is like already going off, and it's yeah, it's fun, you know, a little different. Turkey's a small little town. You get to see kind of, you know, racing. You get to see all these cool, little, unique towns, and you know, Turkey's one of them. It's kind of this kind of a cool little old western town, and you know, fortunately, there's a bunch of just desolate gravel roads out here that we get a race on, so it's cool. It's a good time.
Yeah, I think last year I ran the Specialized Pathfinder Pro in a 42. I think this year there's going to be some course changes. I think we might have a little bit more sand, more little technical sections. So I say the biggest tires you can fit are probably going to be the best. Because yeah, fast. Big tires are fast.
Yeah, last year I ran the Maxxis 45 millimeter Reaver. And yeah, you know, coming to this year's 2025 Valley Tears, I'll probably be on the Aspen ST in the front and 2.1 in the back, just kind of as big as you can fit. You know, this course, like Sofia said, the sand is a little ruthless in a few parts, and you know, with some of the new like single track, double track sections, there's some rocks and a little chunkier stuff. So I think you want a little more cushion, a little more protection in there. Personally, I think I'd probably still run road pedals, but I think I'd probably recommend mountain bike shoes and pedals just to be safe. If you have to get off and walk through the sand, they're a little easier to get in and out of, and some road pedals like pack up with the sand. So yeah, I think mountain bike pedals is a safe choice.
Valley of Tears is put on by the Fairley family, many of whom are avid cyclists. In fact, one of the sons, Caleb, was a pro cyclist at the World Tour level on such teams as HTC High Road, Garmin Sharp, and Giant Alpecin.
I was born in Texas, so I have a kind of a soft spot in my heart for Texas. But I think the best part about Texas is it's just a little wild out here. I mean, like, you talk about gravel racing and the spirit of gravel, like, you're just in the middle of nowhere out here. There's no people. You might have a couple buffalo. That, and the other part is the community. I think the people out here are some of the best people in the whole world. My family loves bike racing. Like, we just love it. And we love what's happening in gravel. And we wanted to do something just to support cycling and also just to find a way to involve the community in cycling.
We've got 3 separate courses for the Valley of Tears this coming year, just like we did last year. All of them are going to be a little bit different, so we're going to try to spice it up, try to do a little something different for those who attended last year. But the long course is going to kind of do a new section through the state park, which I think is going to be great. All of them will visit the Cap Rock Trailway a little bit, which is kind of the foundation of the Valley of Tears, and roll by a section of that on that trailway that is the actual Valley of Tears that the race is named after. We'll still bring back the Tampico Tundra. We'll still have some sections that'll be on that trailway, so it'll feel a lot like it has in the past. The longest ride, the pro course, is going to be right around 100 miles. We're going to kind of pop in some single track, probably a little bit more technical than in past years. We'll still have a couple of little sandy sections, which is kind of part of the brand here in Turkey, Texas. But the smaller one will be more in that 50-mile range, is kind of that medium one, and then we'll have an even shorter one for people who just kind of want to dip their toe in the water here at the Valley of Tears and kind of check out what we've got here in Turkey, Texas. Yeah, so this is part of the Capstone Canyons Trailway, and it's obviously an old railroad bed, and it goes right through this tunnel. So this tunnel is called the Clarity Tunnel. Last year we raced right through it. It's kind of got quite a legend here locally with all of these bats that live in the rafters of this, and we blew straight through last year. This coming year, we're actually not going to go through the tunnel. We're going to give it a rest for a year. We might bring it back in future editions, but we're going to try something different, mix it up. But this is definitely kind of one of those legendary spots on the Cap Rock.
I think for the course next year, I would recommend big tires. So I wouldn't do anything smaller than a 45, and maybe up to like a 2.0, 2.2 maybe. So Keegan tried 2.1s, 2.2s today, and he looked pretty good on them. So.
I'd second that. I'd say it's kind of what you're used to. I think we're going to see some people out here with 38s and 40s that'll probably do okay, but might have to pick their way through a few of the sections a little slower than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the way gravel's going, and bigger is better in many ways. So at the Valley of Tears, we've definitely gone with the tradition of having prize money for the pros. So we do offer a $26,000 prize purse, split evenly between the men and the women, and we pay 10 deep. 10th place gets $1,000. So it's definitely worth people a while to come and join us here in Turkey.
And the entry fee this year is $40, and we made it $40 basically. We want everyone. We don't want entry fee to be a barrier to coming and doing the race. We want everyone, whether you're doing the 40 miler or you're doing the 100 miler against Keegan, it's accessible to anybody.
So Valley of Tears gravel has a whole variety of surfaces, from deep sand to pavement, from narrow, maybe 2 riders wide to 20 riders across. There's not a lot of elevation, but here on the Tampico Tundra, which it is called. It did snow last year, so, you know, deserty tundra, that's what it's called. Has some sharper kicks. And right here is the kicker where Sofia made her race-winning move in the 2024 edition, dispatching of Emily Newsom. This is also the place where some folks who are wanting to go up were going backwards. So pitches, you know, in the 10, 12, 14% race speeds will be a bit more than now. They're smiling now, but, you know, come race day, this could be a spot for the move for the win. As for accommodations, you've got a few options. Hotel Turkey right here by the start finish has 20 rooms in its historic 2-story building. If you've got a trusty rig with a bed in the back, there's all sorts of RV hookups right downtown. And then the Volunteers website has a list of all the local accommodations in nearby towns as far as motels, Airbnbs, ranches, and other places to park your RV or van. Packet pickup, that will be in the boot shop, of course. All 3 courses start Main Street, Turkey, Texas, population 300 and change, 317, and the proud home of Bob Wills.
Our big addition for 2025 will be the Friday evening dirt criterium right here in downtown Turkey, circling Hotel Turkey right here, where it'll be kind of an elite only. We'll have a men's start and a women's start. As far as I know, it's going to be one of the first gravel criteriums ever.
Valley of Tears Gravel is March 8th, 2025, and registration opens November 1st. $40. If there is a better value in gravel, I haven't heard of it. In its first year, the race organizers capped it at $600. That sold out. For 2025, they're capping it at $1,000. So November 1 is the date. To take a look at all 3 routes, get more information, and to register, you can head over to valleyoftearsgravel.com. Put that link above and down below. Hope to see you here in Turkey, Texas in March 2025.